Chat, chat, chat. Good morning. Let me refresh. What's good, chat? Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, let's get into it. We have news at 10, so keep that in mind. Let's mark out our 4-hour highs and lows. See where we want to go today. Okay. Also see that we created this gap on Friday. Looks like we might inverse this by 10. How's the audio, by the way? Hopefully the audio is good. All right. So coming on, just looking at it from the hourly to 4 hour, we look bullish, right? We've been pushing up overnight, and it's 9:30. We're going to continue to move higher, right? So, what do I want to see? Well, probably not going to come down and take these 4 hour low, right? Not going to take London low. Probably not going to take this 4 hour low down here. So, I'm going to be looking for a continuation move higher. Bullish on the day. We're already pretty high, um, above London high, above Asia high. So, I'm going to look for us to come back down for a continuation. Now for my targets, they're gonna be this high in the 4 hour, and then this high up here. Let's look on the daily chart. I'm also gonna keep in mind that we do have a daily gap up here. We rejected from it on Friday, so we'll see how we react up here. So any trade that I'm taking, this would be my full TP in this daily gap right here. Now let's look on the 30 minutes to see if there's any gaps. Okay, so by 10 there will be a gap here. Oh, there's a 15-minute gap here right now currently. Okay, cool. I like this lower 15 gap. So, okay, so I'll be looking to take longs if we come down and tap into this area. This area right here. Let me mark up ES real quick. See if there's any divergence. Alright. ES looks stronger than NQ at the moment. Cool. Alright. So this is what I'm gonna wait on. Yeah, ES is stronger than NQ right now, so we are tapping into this gap on NQ, but I'm gonna wait for to see if ES wants to come down into this 15-minute gap before I attempt longs. I want to see the reaction that NQ also gives. Um, we might continue lower on NQ because of how weak it is compared to ES, and ES hasn't had any pullbacks as yet, as you can see. So I'm gonna base this trade off of ES retracing for a continuation higher, right? NQ is pretty volatile right now. It's it's pushing down. So I'm gonna wait for ES to make a move down before I try to attempt longs. So that's a game plan. I'm gonna wait for ES to come down, tap into the either this 15-minute gap, lower quadrant of the 30-minute gap once we create it, but ideally this 15-minute gap here, and then I'll look for some form of 1 minute confirmation that we want to go higher. So yeah, that would be the game plan. Currently, what time is it currently? It's 9:34. We have news at 10. So if we don't get anything by 9, let's say 45, 9:50, I'll just wait for news to come out and then see if price is cleaner after that. Hop on the Twitter, see what's new.
Mr. President.
All right, nothing. No news or Trump tweets on the Twitter as of right now. So yeah, we just watch the charts. We might just chop around, stay in this region up here until 10. That's fine with me. As long as we don't keep pushing, take out these 4 hour highs, and Q taps into the daily gap without retracing. Just make sure there's. All right, see how ES is pulling back now. If you look on NQ, we're probably almost at the bottom of that AM. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna be careful with NQ. Wait for ES to confirm. Okay, let me log in real quick. Okay. All right. Yo, what's good, Kate? Big dog Kate in the chat. Kate, you trading this here? What's the word of trading, Kate? IQ is melting. Yes, it's holding up way better. Yes. Nothing here right now. Yep. Right. This is what trading looks like, man. You whichever strategy you put what you want to happen, you wait, and it, that's it. This is what profitable trading looks like. A lot of waiting and sitting and just waiting for your play to show itself. See if there's anything new on Twitter. U.S. U.S. How Ukraine talk comparison to. All right, 9:42. If we don't get anything in the next, let's say 5 minutes, I'm just gonna wait till 10 o'clock news and see if we get something there. Okay, we're getting a push out of here. Looks like the 15-minute will inverse these bullish caps. 1 minute, 11 seconds. close about to be 45. Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait till 10. This long here could work, but I didn't like how yes didn't really pull back into this 15-minute gap that I wanted to see. So this long could work though on NQ. See how this 1 minute closes. Not gonna take this, but this could have worked. I, I would have taken this if NQ pulled back. Not NQ. If ES pulled back to the 15-minute gap, I might have jabbed this on ES. But yeah, this could work. See how it closes. Stops could be. Yeah, stops are kind of large though. I'm just gonna paper this. All right, we'll be in. Let me try something. Ooh, gonna push down. All right, I'm gonna obviously I'm not gonna take this, but I'm just gonna paper it on here on top step. Whenever I'm gonna paper a trade, I'm gonna start doing them on top step so you guys can see my thought process if I was in the set trade. But again, I explained that ES didn't get a pullback into the 15-minute gap, so that's why I'm not really interested in this. And ES is really close to that high. So if we can come down and get a pullback into this 15-minute or close 10 o'clock and come down into the lower quadrant of this 15-minute, might look to take something, I'm sure. Alright, looks like this trade's about to get stopped out. So boom, yeah, this would have failed. Explained why I didn't take it, and I explained that if we do get a move down into this 15-minute, yes, I will look to take a long. It's 9:49 though. I'm gonna wait till 10 after news to take any trades. So just gonna sit and watch for now. See what price does. Let's see. Dan, what's good, bro? All right, chat. 9:50, so 10 minutes till news. Wait and see what we get there. Again, ideally, we gotta move down and then some sort of either IFEG or CISD on. I'm liking ES more than NQ. It's just the move looks cleaner. NQ is a bit choppy right now. So if we get a nice CISD or IFEG on NQ or ES, I'll take along on ES. So yeah, wait on that. The 15-minute gap starts at 9:32. So in this area. I haven't seen how the Venezuela-US conflict has affected prices yet. Let's look at US oil stocks. Okay, kind of gapped up. What's the ticker for oil? Oil USD. Yeah, we didn't really get a huge move up on oil, so we'll see what happens with that. Seven more minutes till news. What time is it? Time check, 9:56. All right, 4 minutes. All right, 1 minute and 30 seconds. These type of price action chat, especially it being a Monday, we got to be patient. And if the setup isn't clear, then just don't take it. Especially being a Monday before news. All right, less than a minute here. All right, getting a move up seems. See what came up. All right, so that was a nothing burger. Um, Same plan. If we gotta pull back into this 15 minute on ES, we'll look to take a long. There's now a 30 minute down here also. So let me actually. All right, I would want to see a move deep into this 30 minute gap. Um, yeah, deep into this 30 minute gap. Ideally in the slower 15 minute gap, and then I'll look to take a long with the proper confirmations. Just nothing right now though. Just nothing right now. I don't know if there is. If we're waiting on more news, let me check on that. There, I don't see any more news in the forecast for today, so I'm not sure why. You getting a move, just shopping. U.S. actions and events that could lower global inflation. Okay, we're gonna push up higher on ES. Um, it would be unfortunate if we take out this high, because that is my target. Yeah, yes is really strong compared to NQ. This is where you're really tested in trading to see if you're able to stay out, sit on your hands, and let price action chop around. A lot of people, a lot of beginner traders will hop in this and try to get a quick move and end up getting wrecked. They see this move up, they hop in, and then look at this pullback. So yeah, this times like this is where the unprofitable traders and profitable traders are filtered out. All you gotta do is wait, patient. I think, chat, if we're still in this area by 10, by 11, might have to call it a day early. Maybe come back PM. There's really nothing going on. Now it's such now in Q stronger than ES. Let's see a move down. Again, we want to see a move down into this 30-minute gap. Some form of confirmation that we're gonna go higher, whether that's a IFEG or a CISD on the 1 minute, and then I like to take longs out of this area on whichever is stronger between NQ and ES. But I would need an ES to pull back into the 30-minute. So yeah. It's a Monday. If we don't get that by 11, I'm gonna call it a day. It's a Monday. We have news throughout this week, so not in a rush to take any trades. If you got any questions, anybody in chat, let me know. Looks like we might come back PM session. There's nothing going on right now. Nothing going on right now. This is what trading looks like. I would say 70, probably like 75% of the time. You're just gonna be waiting, watching price chop or do whatever. It's also a Monday, so Mondays are known for being sideways moving. If y'all have any questions about trading, prop firm, anything, just let me know. Sure. So we're grinding up right now. All right, I'm back. Jumon, what's good, Don? He said, how does the wick show direction? Um, well, in my strategy, if if I see a wick that wick tells a story, right? So, for example, this candle here, if I see that a wick came down into an area, tested the area, and then closed, closed with a huge wick, I know that okay, this is signaling that it's in this case will be more bullish than bearish, right? Because of this wick. The wick tells a story. Wick is just what's going on at the lower time frame. So when you see an hourly wick, All of this is just time and price. So yeah, the wick tells a story. If, for example, I want to see a move down into this 30 minute, right? If we get a wick down into this 30 minute and we go on a 1 minute, we'll see a move down here. And now if we get a what do you call it? IFVG or CISD reversal out of this 30 minute gap, then we'll have a wick that looks something like this, right? Have a wick that came down, tested an area, and then got to move higher. So that's how I use wick in my strategy to determine where price one goes. I don't know if that answered your question. But yeah, wick shows direction by showing what price did. No pullbacks. Still waiting on this. If we take out this 4 hour high without coming back down, I would need a new, either a new 15 minute gap or a new 5 minute gap to get the continuation. But if we take out these highs, probably just gonna look to call it, come back PM. ES is still showing more strength than NQ. NQ and Q is close to this daily gap up here. All right, you said how do I find a good order block for entry? I don't really use order blocks. I use IFVGs. I don't know if you know about the IFVGs, but I mean they're similar concept. Um, but instead of waiting for price to pull back into the order block, I let me try to find a good example. This is what IFVG is, right? IFVG is a set of three candles that leaves an imbalance and we inverse it. So you see these three candles here, one, two, and three. You see how there's a gap in between these candles, right? In between this candle close and this candle close, it leaves a gap, right? What an IFVG is this candle here, right? This candle came up into the gap and inversed it. IFVG stands for inversion fair value gap. So we inverse this gap, which is a fair value gap, and that's what I use for my entry, right? So it came down, might have swept some sort of liquidity down here, maybe a 4 hour hourly, maybe even tapped into our hourly gap, and then we got this inversion, right? IFVG, and my entry is once we get this IFVG, I just look to take along the pullback, stops at the lows, and target um hourly highs, 5 minute fair value gaps, or any liquidity in the direction that my long is. So that's my entry. I don't really use order blocks for entry. But I mean, the order blocks they do work. I just don't implement them. Um, it's mainly IFVG, CISD. That's what I use for entry. That makes sense. Right now we're just chopping. I would say just try to stay out. No rush. Don't try to play this chop. You will lose. So yeah, even people on Twitter is saying PA is really bad. If I don't get anything by 11, I'm just gonna call it. If we're still in this zone, in this region, I'm just gonna call it for the AM session. Might come back PM. Yeah, no problem. If you have any more questions, let me know. You took any J's today, Don? Nothing going. One to two contracts on NQ on the mini. Jeez. What was it, a long or short? Where did you take the trade from? Let's test this strat. Gotcha. A little tip, um, Don, for these for the 50K, right? I think your 50K is 1 day pass, right? So what you could do is you could trade it, try to pass it, but once you get to like half the drawdown, like if the drawdown's what is it, 50K? 2,000. Once you lose or yeah, once you get down to like $1,000 left, I'll say try to hold them for a news day, CPI or NFP, and you can just trade them on a news candle and pass them real quick. But you can still trade them, try to pass them, but once you like damn near about to blow it, just save them for NFP or CPI and throw them on a news candle. I think my fund future allows news trading. Um, so yeah, that's a little tip. You said testing a short, NQ short, but ES way more. Yeah, yeah, ES is way stronger, way better move today. There was a long actually I was looking at earlier on NQ. Where is it? Here. Yeah, there's CISD here, but would have got stopped out. But if I had taken the same thing on ES, we didn't take that low, so I might have still been in. All right, we just took the high on ES. I'm gonna remove these 4 hour highs. So yeah, this is what I didn't want. Um, I didn't want to move up without us coming back down, but yeah, might be a no trade day. Took the high on ES, took this high on NQ. Again, I'm not gonna take anything until we get a pullback, cause my model now is gonna be a continuation, right? I'm bullish on the day, and we're pushing up. We're almost at the highs. We're at the highs of the session. So what I need to see is a pullback for a continuation higher. That's all I can't wait for. I'm not gonna try to force a short and try to catch the pullback because you don't never know um, when it's gonna want to pull back, right? You don't know price wants to pull back. So all I can do is mark out what area I want price to pull back to, and then just wait to see if we get a move down for a move higher. Like I said though earlier, it's Monday. Gonna have a lot of opportunity this week. No need to rush. No need to rush or force a trade. We're approaching this daily gap on ES. I think there's also one on NQ. Yeah, we're closer to it on ES though, so we might get some reaction from it. Might get a push down. This will be the first uh, test of the gap, so we should see some rejection there. Oh, don't. No, yeah, there's no sweeps happening. Yeah, there's nothing clear right now. It's just choppy. Only thing is clear is that the bias is bullish. We do want to go higher, but the entries aren't there. Entries aren't there. Let's go on 15 minutes. If you create any new 15-minute gaps or 5-minute gaps, could also use those uh, for the continuation. But we'll see. They have to be a big gap. Now, if we continue higher and don't come back down, could use this gap to try to take a long. Uh, Same thing with NQ. Doing now. Just grinding up. Again, if we can get this gap to form, I'll look for a pull back into it for a continuation. So 10 minutes. Most it's unlikely though, because pretty choppy today. But we'll see. See what PayPal is doing. I haven't looked at PayPal in a while. Jeez, this is my position in PayPal. Um, I'm not in it anymore, but I entered around here and I sniped the top. Literally sniped the top. on their earnings, and I'm glad I did because it straight tanked after that. See what Bitcoin's doing. Not a big fan of crypto for long term, and well, for short term nor long term. Coins bullish on the day. If we close bullish this week, Bitcoin's probably gonna want to retest with the hundreds. Oh yeah, we're getting a pullback. Uh, so yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you continue down, then the gap becomes smaller, then it becomes less attractive to take. Um, so we'll see. See how many points this is on the queue. If it shrinks down to like 5 points, I'm not gonna try to take anything off of that. At that point, I'll be forcing a trade on a choppy day. All right, yeah. See, this is a move that I didn't want to see until we get the 15-minute close, because now the gap is invalid. Can't take nothing out of it. All right, we'll see if we inverse this 5-minute gaps in 1 minute. This 5-minute gap on ES. Um, hmm, yeah, I'm not really interested in anything here. Even if we inverse the gap, I don't. Where can we get a continuation? Where can we test a continuation? Yes, it's, yeah, we'll see what the action is in this area. I'm not gonna force a trade though. See what ES does. All right. Oh, did we get the inversion? Yep, got the inversion on ES. Okay, so if we can come down lower into this area on ES, I'll look to take a long if we get a 1 minute IVG or CISD. and momentum is good. If not, not gonna force a trade. Gonna call it. Come back for P. Look if there's anything PM. If not, we got the whole week ahead of us to take a good trade. Look weaker on NQ right now. NQ is pushing down past this low. ES is holding up. I'll still need a move down on ES to take the long though. Down in D690.944. Say down in this region. Might hop off at 11 for still not doing anything. For still in this range. How many points is this? Okay, 152 point range. Alright, so yeah, NQ is way weaker than ES. But ES is also coming down. See the reactions we get once we tap into this area on ES. All right. It is 9:47. Probably gonna hop off at 11. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. If I do get in a trade today, I'll probably post it on Instagram. I'll look for something in the PM session, and Instagram is where I will post the setup. Again, not gonna look to force anything. It is Monday. We have news throughout the week, so there'll be opportunities for sure, and it's about capital preservation at this point. So yeah. Big nothing burger. What? Five-minute close no bottom wick. We're likely to come down. Give this 5-minute bottom wick. Hopefully we continue lower. Pushes to this 15, this 5-minute gap. Starting to gap. This 5-minute area. 15 has no bottom wick. Yeah, I do think we'll come down into this area before going higher. little sore. Does not look like we're gonna get a move. Alright, chat. 9:56. 4 more minutes. I'm gonna call it for the stream. We'll be back on stream tomorrow at 9:20. Um, Follow me on socials. If I do take a trade off stream, we'll try to post it on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. Look out for my story. And yeah, 3 more minutes. All right, one more time. This is what I'm looking for. I want to see a pullback into this area on MES, on ES. Once we pull back into this area, I would like to see a inversion for a value gap or some sort of change in the state of delivery to show that we want to push higher to take out this 4-hour high and tap into the daily gap. If we push down further than this area into this 30-minute gap, that'll be even better for the longs. And I'll look for the same thing once we come down into this gap, either a inversion fair value gap or a change in state of delivery. And this is going to be on MES or on ES because ES is stronger than NQ at the moment, or was stronger. For NQ, let's see if there's any gaps. Yeah, the gaps on ES are better, so that's what I'll be looking for. All right, you have made it to the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope the audio isn't too bad. I'm using this DJI right now. Um, Gonna order a decent mic. And yeah, this is the first stream of many. Not the first, but this was one of the this was a boring stream, but again, we have a lot of news this week. There will be a lot of opportunity. And if you're on the charts right now, just hop off. You're just gonna be looking at chop. Hop off, come back, check back every 30 minutes if you must. And yeah, man, stay safe, y'all. Thank you for stopping by.